person. Okay.
Okay, we're starting to admit them and आप लोगों को फिक्र करने की
Sure.
जरूरत नहीं है किसी को admit करने की and stuff. We're gonna handle all of that.
Roger. Copy.
Okay.
I think guys we can start at 9:40. What do you guys say? 10:40 by the way.
Yep, that should be fine. I'd rather appreciate it if, as much as people can join, it would be good. So yeah, 10:40 is good. Should be fine.
Okay, so guys, whoever has joined, please drop your full names in the chat so that we can, take your attendance and basically give you certificates and stuff for the workshop. So please drop your full names in the Zoom chat, please, not on WhatsApp, but on Zoom chat.
And it's 10:40, so Walid and Furkan, I think we're good to go.
Yep, sure thing. Thank you. All right. Guys, just to confirm, is my screen visible to you all?
Yep.
All right. Furkan, please take it away then.
Well, hello everyone. I'm Furkan Fahim, and along with my talented friend Walid Mukhtar, we are going to be hosting this session today for you all related to public speaking negotiation skills enhancement program. The abbreviation we came up with is PSANSEP. So before we begin, let's first of all talk about why you should listen to us. You all should be wondering, what experience do we possess? So first of all, we have had several experience in public speaking. We have won several events related debates, a lot of hosting for events in our school and numerous other stuff. So Walid, can you please move forward? Yeah. So these are our topics today for this session: the art of public speaking, preparation for speech delivery, body language, gestures and expression, and the art of negotiation. So let's first of all begin with the art of public speaking. You all should be wondering, what exactly is public speaking? So public speaking is not just limited to talking to a live audience or just standing in front of a podium or anything like that. It can range from anything from talking to a stranger. That also counts public speaking. You all should be wondering that, oh, just going to go on a stage, I'm going to pass out and everything, I'm going to feel nervous. No, it's just not limiting to be on a stage and giving a speech or any type of verbal event. It can just limit to talking on a stranger on a street, making new friends in a new environment and everything. But just the basic definition we could say is speaking face to face to a live audience. And now in this today's world, public speaking can be ranging from pre-recorded speeches, just like this video call. We're publicly speaking right now. I don't know you guys all, so I'm just speaking to you all publicly. Uh, Moving on, we're going to talk about what exactly helped us to master the art of public speaking. These are a few tips we came up with from our own experience. So first of all, know your audience. Moving on, admit your nervousness. Rehearse, rehearse. Rehearsing is a really important part. We will further on elaborate on that. And using minimal notes and practice again. So first of all, knowing your audience. If you're speaking in front of an audience, you need to know what exactly they are looking for, what would interest them. So sort of, this is a informal event, right? I know you are my age group, so I'm talking to you guys, including humor and everything. But if it's a formal event, you have to be certain formal. You need to teach, inspire them and everything like that. So knowing the demographic of the audience is a crucial part.
All right, so I'll be taking over from here. Thank you, Furkan. Right, so this is something we included, and I mean, if you don't want to take it from Furkan, or if you don't want to take it from me, I mean, who else then? Just take it from Buzz Lightyear. Then, if he says you should know your target audience, I think you should. All right, so next up, admitting your nervousness. Right now, while we were preparing for this, I'll be honest with y'all. Right, I'm not just gonna be like, oh, we didn't really feel nervous at all. We aren't totally nervous at all right now as well. No, that's not the case. We are. There's that tiny bit inside us that's a bit worried. What if we mess up? What if we goof something up? What if we mess that? I don't know. What if we mess the pronunciation up? What if we put on the wrong slide? There's tons of things that can go wrong. But what do you need to do? The first and foremost thing I'd say is make sure that you understand that, okay, I'm bound to be nervous. This is a human thing. This is a natural human behavior. I mean, if you're not nervous about something exciting or something big, there might be a little bit of a problem with you. I mean, yeah. So you better make sure that, but that doesn't mean that you're just gonna be nervous. You're just not gonna control it or whatever. You're gonna make sure that you get some hang of it, if you know what I mean. You're gonna try and make sure that, okay, so the main thing that I want to emphasize is don't try and hide your nervousness. The first thing I did to you, what I did here right now was I publicly acknowledged right now, since this is an informal event, I can do that. It's fine. You all are my age group. I can talk to you guys about anything and everything, and it's cool. No one's gonna judge me for that. Hopefully. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm telling you guys all about it. I'm telling you guys what's going on here right now. I'm telling you that because not everyone, I wasn't born a public speaker. Neither was Furkan, neither was anyone else. This takes a bit of hard work, not just a bit of some hard work that I know you guys can put in. All right. So coming back to the topic, admitting admitting your anxiety, admitting your nervousness, admitting that you're under a bit of pressure isn't anything bad, but it's the pressure, that it's a pressure that turns something into a diamond. So I'd say pressure is a good thing. It definitely is a good thing. Furkan, could you please like to tell our audience about practice making everything perfect?
Oh yeah, thank you, Alit. So let's talk about the most famous quote: "Practice makes a man perfect." And of course, we will all agree to that. There is no one of you that would disagree that quote. So first of all, we have to talk about what is muscle memory, right? So nothing will be fit into your muscle memory unless you practice it relentlessly. You have to practice it every day. If you have a big speech coming up, that's sort of an example. So if you have a big speech coming up, you have to make up a time so you can practice it. You have to prepare yourself that, no, I'm going on the stage, I'm going to give the speech. So I have to practice. I can't just mess up or mess up the pronunciation, forget anything about the speech. So you need to you need to set a certain goal well ahead of time, well ahead of your event, that no, I'm going to do this, I'm going to practice, and I'm not going to mess up. Also, if you don't have time, you can just, while carrying your normal task, you can just practice your speech while I'm doing some home task or walking or doing anything. You can just practice your speech, talk to yourself. That's it, basically. Practice is really important. And let me tell you this, trust me, I was not born a public speaker. I myself struggled with public speaking, but practice made me perfect. And I'm right now speaking in front of you with confidence. Of course, there's a tad bit of nervousness, but I'm still working on it. I'm admitting, but I'm not making it obvious as well.
All right then. Okay. So I'm just gonna like chime in and toss in my little tidbit in here. What I usually do is, like, I knew we were organizing this workshop this weekend, right? What I was doing is, since I didn't really exactly have the time, I actually had a test today as well. The reason I'm telling you all that is because the next part that follows is relevant. I need to give you the context so that you can understand why I did what I did, right? So what I did was, so I didn't really exactly have the time per se to prepare for this workshop of 100, like, to the T. What I did was I was just thinking about it while I was doing my other tasks. I was like, okay, I should include this. I mean, this is a good thing. It was all going on in here while I was just doing some other tasks. And that does help, multitasking a bit does help, in the long run. Like, it can really make sure that whatever you're doing is done that extra bit better. All right. So moving on to the next one then. Here's a quote. Who doesn't love quotes? I'm very sure there's a few of you intellectuals out there that are gonna love us for this slide. And I can already see people thanking us, and I'm gonna appreciate it all for thanking us. Okay, so the code is everything we do is practice for something greater than where we currently are. Practice only makes for improvement. Now, I'm very sure all of you agree with that because let's face it, like if I or someone else was to think that, we're just perfect, that's it, done. I'm not saying you shouldn't be confident, but there's a fine line. There's a fine line between being confident in yourself, believing in yourself, and being extra and overconfident. And yeah, I mean, I think you can tell that I don't really think that being overconfident or extra confident is a good thing. It definitely isn't, in my opinion, at least. I wouldn't recommend anyone to do so because can lead to some really unwanted consequences. Right. Okay, Furkan, can you please lead us through this? Why should we use minimal
Yes,
notes and
of
why
course.
should
Yeah.
we? Yeah, go on, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Alit, for the elaborate explanation. So now we're going to move about on our next topic is using minimal notes. So like if you go on a stage and you just wrote a big speech with huge paragraphs and you forget one word, you're just trying to look on the stage what exactly where you wrote the paragraph. You can't find it because there is a huge bunch of text. So basically, if you just write pointers and you just take a quick glance, if you forget, you can just remember, oh, yeah, that was the topic. Then you can speak to it relevant about it. You just cannot mess up on stage. And of course, if you just read, looking at a paper like a dummy, the audience will lose interest. Just like a robot, they will think everyone can do this. Why can't I? Why is this guy special? And of course, that if you do that, the audience will remain interested. They're like, yeah, this guy has something in him. He's definitely different from us. He's just not reading from notes. He's just taking from his brain and everything else. And this will also keep the speaker regretting from the audience. Thank you.
Yep. All right. We're gonna be moving on to the next one. And before I hand it back to Furkan, I just like to take one moment and emphasize the importance of this workshop in our eyes. Why we did this and why are we doing this? The reason being that I've seen many people. I mean, I was a part of this group myself. I wasn't really the most confident bunch from the beginning. I wasn't born confident, but what I really want you all to learn is from this, this isn't just a learning experience for you guys, it's a learning experience for us as well. And that's like the best thing about this, isn't it? We get to learn from you guys and you guys get to learn from us. And it's just like a learning experience and a sharing experience for everybody involved. And truth be told, I'd be more than happy if even like, one of you takes initiative after this to like just go out and speak publicly to everybody. If all of you do so, I'd probably be the most happiest person on earth. Like that would be a dream come true because I want to inspire people. And if I can do so, yeah, that would be great. All right, Furkan, thank you for that. And I'll let you continue with your slide. Please tell everybody about why body language and movement. These
Of
me waving these hands like I'm a mad person is important. Why is it important? You're about to find out.
Yeah, so let's move on to a vital part of public speaking, body language and movement. First of all, we're going to talk about eye contact. So if you do not make eye contact with your audience, they're going to be like, where is this guy looking? Where is this guy looking? He's not even looking at us. If you just look at like a stare like a robot or anything, you have to make eye contact with the audience for them to be interested. Uh, for example of that eye contact is that if you are like shy enough or nervous enough to not make eye contact, you can just look at their forehead and that will make them seem like you're looking or making eye contact. And next we'll talk about a posture. So don't just stand still or do like leaning forward and stuff like that. You have to maintain a good posture, right? You have to lean forward, stand still, and still like that. Do not make any fast movements like this, like this. No one is going to understand these movements. You have to speak with passion. You have to modulate the volume of your voice accordingly. And do not just fiddle around, have your hands in pockets, just fiddle around, You're standing still. This is a formal event. You are on the stage. You are giving a speech. So you have to behave like that.
Well, Furkan, I don't really appreciate the shots you took at me, but since you did mention it, I'll actually let you guys in on a little secret. All right, let's travel back to what was it? Grade 6, I think. So yeah. Grade 5 or 6, I believe. Young lead was on the stage. He was doing his little speech, all proud of himself. I was like, yo, I got this chance to speak on the stage. Everybody's gonna be listening to me. Let's go. This is epic. I was really happy. And truth be told, I was really happy with myself the way I did on the stage and everything. I thought I did perfect, you know. On the surface, I thought that I did amazingly well. And amazingly well for me at the time was being able to speak properly enough, being able to get through without having to look too much at the paper that I had in front of me. Because at the time, it was probably like I think my first or second year doing and trying public speaking. So I had this little paper in front of me. The paper in question, right? It had like some paragraphs, some bullet points about what I wanted to speak about. Now the number one mistake that I made that I think everybody didn't notice, probably they definitely did, but they didn't point it out just to probably keep the confidence going. All right. The mistake that I made was that I had my hands, these hands that I'm waving about frantically right now. I had them in my pocket, like I was some model from, I don't know, Peaky Blinders or someone. I'm not Thomas Shelby from Peaky Blinders, am I? Right? I thought I was doing that. You know, I thought I looked like a cool kid, but it isn't. It isn't cool. Your hands, they're a tool, and so is so are your facial expressions. The way you use your facial expressions along with the way you speak, it's extremely important. It's extremely essential, and it makes a huge difference. Trust me, people are gonna want to listen to you more if they see you moving around your hands, you changing up your voice tone, you changing up the pitch, the frequency, the way you're speaking, the passion, and everything. Trust me, every single bit matters. It just inches you that much closer to becoming that good at public speaking. All right. So that's story time. That's story time over. And now, for can't you remember what the next slide was? I think it was something. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, this one. Interesting. Well, that's like a little tip, and that's like a little hint to what we're gonna be speaking about next. Any guesses for what we're gonna be speaking about next, guys? Come on, I'd like your input. Come on, type it up quick. Let's go. Okay, homie's wedding. I definitely don't think that's the topic. Dress code. Okay, good one.
Okay. Nice.
Dress in,
Yep.
indeed. Come on, guys. Two people have already guessed. I'm sure y'all can do so as well. We dress nicely when we want to impress people.
Exactly.
Okay, and only goats. I mean, true that. True that. He is the goat. He is the goat. You're true about that. Walid Bhai and Furkan Bhai after. See, it is making the impact we thought it would. So that's a good
Yeah.
thing, isn't it? All right, Furkan,
Yes.
go ahead, please, and tell them all about preparing for speech delivery. Why is it important, and why you should be preparing for it in the first place? Why not just wing it, and why not just do it on the spot?
Yeah, of course. So, first of all, we will talk about handling pressure on stage. So, you have to prioritize the topic. So, if you're making a speech, you have to prioritize what exactly you're talking about, right? And you have to stay focused on the topic. Don't just go off the bat or talk about useless stuff. Or like on a formal event, of course, not for informal. Of course, we have to going to add a bit of humor and go stray away from the presentation and stuff like that. And the main point is to think positive. This might sound cliche or cringe for some people, but I know that this is true. It has helped me a lot. You have to think positive that yes, I can do this. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to mess up on stage. This is a very crucial part. You have to talk to yourself that yeah, I'm not going to mess up. I'm not going to pass out or anything like that, of course. You have to be mindful of what exactly you're talking about. And we are going to talk about coping up with your nerves, right? So right now, I have a lot of adrenaline running through me. How I cope up with that? So I would like to add something sort of a called filler. So if I mess up, I can take a bit of pause and cover it up, talk to the audience. What is your input about that? And what's your view on that and stuff like that, just to cover it up that I did mess up, but I'm not making it obvious that I did mess up. Sometimes you have to visualize the topic. If you forget about that, you have to visualize, yeah, that is the topic. So you have to come up with something relevant. And of course, so if you mess up on stage, just take a moment, think through it, take a guess, and just move on, right? You have to identify your outcome as well. You have to be stress trained. Stress trained is not important, basically. It's not like that you are a formal professional speaker or something like that, right? It's your first time going on stage. That's fine. Everyone is nervous, right? So you have to be confident enough that you know that if you mess up, you can take a moment. No one is going to judge you because it's your first time. It's not like your life depends on it, right? So yeah, just try not to mess up. But if you mess up, it's fine. It's totally fine. We have messed up as well. We are humans, of course. We make errors. So we have learned from our mistakes and everything like that. Thank you, Adit.
And I'll be taking over from here then. Furkan, thank you so much for explaining. And okay, as he did mention, right? So the main thing is mistakes are part of human nature. Humans are, humans make mistakes all the time. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't really see anything wrong with that. I mean, I've made mistakes. You've probably made mistakes. Everybody sitting here has probably made a mistake of some sort during some time period. Why they did so, what happened, that's a whole other thing. But mistakes do happen. The main thing is how you learn from it. How do you get better? How do you improve? How do you improvise? How do you just, make sure that thing never happens again? Right? That's the main thing. There's a lot of ways to do so. And the number one thing, again, I know this sounds really repetitive, but I'm gonna let you in another little secret. Someone once told me that if you want something to stick in the mind of someone that you're talking to, just repeat that thing maybe once or twice, and it'll make that person curious, and it'll make him think, okay, make him or her think, okay, this person's repeated this thing to me at least twice at this point. Why has he done so? What's going on? And this is human psychology. I mean, this is human psychology 101, but more on that later. I mean, if needed, we'll do a workshop on that, but that's a whole other thing again. Okay, the first thing, what do you need to practice? There's multiple ways to practice, and we'll be touching upon those as well. So the first thing, eye contact. As Furkan greatly shared their own tip that I used as well. Thank you, Furkan, for that. I used it as well, and it helped. And it'll help 100%. The tip is to look at the forehead of someone. Like, let's say you have so many people sitting in front of you in the crowd, right? You just don't know who to look at. There's a dude that's sitting in the front. There's this dude in the back who's looking at you, but you don't want to share eye contact with him exactly. You're not sure what to do. Well, there's a simple solution. Just look at their forehead. Look at this area above their eyes. You don't need to look into their eyes. This isn't a romantic movie. It's no Bollywood just yet. You'll have your Bollywood moment. I'm sure about that. But what you need to make sure is that you do not, you do not, uh, what do you call it? Sorry for that. That you do not just look into the eyes of someone and just stay there. Just look at the forehead. That's it. Simple as that. And the pitch. I'm sure you guys have probably observed the way I've been, going about the way I've been speaking, right? I've not been speaking with the same volume, with the same tone, with the same pitch, or the same frequency for all your for y'all physicians out there. I've been speaking with a different tone, with a different, with a different pitch and even a different frequency. Why so? Because it makes a different impact. When I'm speaking in a low tone, it makes people think that I'm going to be talking about something deep. It makes them give their attention to me. They're like, okay, this guy's going a bit too slow. Let's just listen to what he has to say. You know, that. And then if I want to emphasize on something, if I want to make sure that everything I say from here on is heard loud and clear, I can just increase my tone, and that's it. There's no rocket science. It's a simple tone manipulations technique that you'll learn yourself as you do try out your hand at public speaking. Trust me. I, I'm not saying that I wasn't taught. I'm not saying that no one told me that I need to do this, but I learned it, on my own as well. I learned how to do it in a better way because There's no set specific way. Everyone has their own way, and I'd much rather encourage you to find your own way as well, right? Pronunciation, these are the basics: pronunciation, pauses, pausing to let people reflect upon something if you've said something deep, phrasing, paraphrasing. You can, say certain things in a certain manner to make sure they have more of an impact. There's some things that can be said in a much simpler way, or they could be said in a much more complicated way, or in a much more complicated language or lingo, if you want to say it, Karachi lingo, if you guys know. But yeah, so paraphrasing, right? You need to paraphrase things. You can, it's up to you how you want to do it. That's up to you. And that's where knowing your target audience comes into clutch as well. And improvising on spot. This is something that you guys need to know. You need to know how to improvise on the spot. Like right now, let's just say, I don't really have a paper whatsoever. I'd show you, but I can't. But I trust me, I don't really have any papers or any notes in front of me. The only thing I have in front of me are these slides that you all can see on your screen as well. I'm using these slides as pointers to keep track of what I'm talking about and to keep track of what I want to talk about. The rest, the rest of it is coming from my heart, from my brain, and from experience. And I'm doing my best to convey it to you in the best form possible. Now, how do I practice? Okay, so this is something that's it's like a really common question asked by a lot of people. Like, how do I practice things? How do I, become a better speaker? Well, there's three simple techniques that you can use. There's three simple methods. The number one method is gonna be practicing in front of the mirror, right? I mean, I'm sure every one of us has a mirror. If not, I mean, you can ask an iPhone user. I'm pretty sure they do have one. I do as well. So if you need mine, just let me know. I can hand it off to you. But I'll need it back by tomorrow. Other than that, recording. Some people also like to record themselves while they speak. They like to, they like to look back and reflect. I mean, I find myself doing that whenever I send a voice note to one of my friends or something. I just like to listen back to it, and I like to look at it like, how did I speak? Did I say it the way I wanted to say it? Did I say it the way I would have said it in person? And etc. etc. Yada yada. There's a lot of things. And debate with peers, communication. Okay, so this is something that we've all been doing. Like, let's face it. I mean, have you never argued with your friends? I mean, I see debates going on in the group chat every single day, and I'm happy you guys do that. It's a good way to communicate. And well, it might not be the healthiest way sometimes if debates do get a bit heated, but hey, that's part of life. You get to learn, right? And I think there's no better satisfaction than when you get to prove your friend wrong in a debate. I mean, like, that's one of the most satisfying things. What do you think, Furkan?
Of course, man. We have had several debates in our class, and I've outsmarted you in a couple of them as well, and it was an internal pleasure, man. Trust me on this.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I mean, even though I'm not a huge fan of losing, but hey, sometimes you do need to lose battles to win wars, isn't it? All right.
Yeah.
So moving back, preparing. How do you prepare? Right. We've talked about this again. I know we've touched about this again and again, but the reason I'm sure you guys are understanding why I keep emphasizing this. This is really important. Like, trust me, guys, you need to be prepared. Like, if I just sat down today without preparing what I wanted to say, it would have been no use to you guys and to me. Like, this would have been just a waste of time for everybody in it. It would just be of no use at all. So you need to build self-confidence, and there's several ways to build self-confidence. You can pep talk yourself. You can have someone pep talk to you. You can talk about something that's bothering you to a friend of yours, to a teacher, to a mentor, or to someone that's close to you. Anybody, really. Anybody that you consider close enough to yourself. So that, and researching your topic in detail. Like, if I just sat down today again, if I just sat down today without knowing what I was going to speak about, yeah, I don't think I would be making the impact I think I am right now. Do let me know if I am making the impact I think in the chat. And situational awareness, right? You need to know what's going on around you all the time. You need to understand that, right? You need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to know what's going on. You need to understand that. and you need to adapt. You need to improvise. That's the most important thing. And I'll add, please always be open to feedback and constructive criticism. There's people that always, there's people that take it in the wrong way. That's what I've been trying to highlight, that some people are a bit too overconfident. This is not targeted at anyone, by the way, not no one at all. It's just so that I'm talking about this, because sometimes it so happens that we're so invested and so like, carried away. We get so carried away with ourselves that we just don't care. We're just like, we're right, you're wrong. That's, well, sometimes that may be a good attitude to have. It's not necessary. It's the right attitude to have all at all times. Sometimes, and most of the times, you need to be open to feedback. And what you do with that feedback, although, that's up to you. Like, no one's gonna enforce something on you. They can't do that. What they can do is they can give you their feedback, they can give you their criticism, they can tell you what you need to work on, and that's it. Then it's up to you as to how you utilize the information they gave, how do you implement it, and how do you use it. And yep, we'll be moving on to the next slide. Furkan, please. Body language, gestures, and
Yeah,
expressions. Just
of course.
on this,
Yeah.
and sure thing. You got it, bro.
So let's now talk about one of the most imperative aspects of public speaking: body language, gestures, and expressions. So it's a well-known common fact that, of course, body language and gestures, they account for 55% of communication. You can check that anywhere. We didn't just come up with this on our own. This is a well-known proof fact. See, like, I'm now using gestures, right? And you're making sense that you're understanding and everything. They help build credibility, they help build expressions, and I am connecting with you guys. I'm expressing myself in certain ways, in certain gestures, and it can also boost your impact, like I hope that this is doing right now, so it can generally boost your impact with the audience. If I do not use just gestures and just sit here and just talk like that, it's not going to do much of an impact, in my opinion, in my experience, right? So also, it's a common fact that eyes, face, arms, and legs, they also send signals read by the audience subconscious. It is in our brain. You don't know it. It's a deep part of our brain, but it does indeed happen.
I'll give you a quick example here. The example is, okay, let's just assume you're the CEO of Knowfly, right? You're the CEO of Knowfly, and someone walks up to you and they're like, we want a job at Knowfly, right? um you know but the problem is, they don't really seem that confident. Their legs are shaky, their hands are shaky, they're nervous, their hands are sweaty, and everything's just, they just don't really seem that well composed. Would you hire that person? I don't think so. I mean, if you are the CEO, I don't think you would. You would want the best for your company, wouldn't you? So just be the person you want others to be. Be confident in yourself, believe in yourself, and trust me when I say this. I know every one of you out there has got the potential to do something great. I know you guys are going to do it. So don't let that potential go to waste, please. I want you guys to do good. I want you guys to do everything you can in your power to be the best version of yourselves, because as once someone really close to me said, you only live once. Don't let yourself regret your life, Just make sure you live it to the fullest. All right, we'll be moving on to the next slide. Posture. This is a topic that's really close to me, and you guys already know why it is, Um, it's simply due to the story that I mentioned before about me keeping my hands in my pocket while I was doing my speech. I think I didn't follow up on that story. Let me just quickly finish it up, Sorry for that. But the rundown is, I had my hands in my pockets and I finished up my speech and everything, and everyone seemed happy with me. I seemed happy with myself as well. But then my English teacher at the time, she walked up to me, she took me to the side and she was like, Waleed, you did good. You did good. Don't get me wrong. You did good. First thing she did was to appreciate me, and I appreciate her for doing so. The first thing she did was to appreciate me, and then the second thing she did was to give me the necessary feedback, to give me the criticism that I needed. I was a young person and they needed to make sure that, they saw the potential in me, and they just wanted to make sure that I could live up to that potential. So they gave me the feedback. They told me that me keeping my hands in my pockets wasn't really sending off the signal that I wanted to send off. And that is why I want you guys to keep it in your mind as well. Make sure while you're on the stage, if you're on the stage or something as such, make sure you keep your shoulders back just like that, stand straight, make sure you're not crossing your legs or your arms, don't sway on your feet, don't like walk around or something. I mean, if it's a formal event, these apply to a formal event, by the way. They do apply to an informal event as well. But I mean, in an informal event, you do have more leeway with the way you're doing things. Like right now, I mean, I don't think I would have gotten the opportunity to help you guys imagine yourself being the CEO of Knowfly if it was a formal event. I probably would have been kicked out already. Okay, finding and fixing your nervous habits. Now, I'll give you an example of what my nervous habit was. What I used to do was, uh, I still do it at times. I like to fidget a lot. I usually take a pen or whatever is in my hand, and I like to play with it. Like a ballpoint. I just click it and click it and click it. And I know it's annoying as hell, but it kind of like soothes me, and it kind of helps me pay more attention. And then there's that taking off the cap of the pen and putting it back on, and then doing it again and again and again. You get the story. Uh, and a lot of people have these habits, and this is human nature. What you can do is, you can just, again, it's all about the self-confidence, you guys. And I'm not saying that, okay, you guys are gonna wake up tomorrow and you're gonna be the most confident person in this whole goddamn entire universe. No, that's not gonna happen. It's gonna come with time. I'm not gonna feed you sugar-coated lies. Okay, and you know what? You're gonna be the most confident person tomorrow. Buy my ebook from link in bio.gg/ I don't know anything. No, it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry that this is the harsh reality. This is something that's gonna come along with time. But guys, trust me on this again. When you do become self-confident, there's just no one in this entire world that's gonna be able to stop you. And that's the feeling of being powerful. That's the feeling that trust in your own self brings you. It makes you feel unstoppable. And it's the best part. Trust me, it is the best part. And eye contact, we've already talked about this. So I'm just gonna spare you guys the trouble about this. Uh ahem. Let's not be this guy. Let's not be this guy. Let's be me, or let's be Furkan. And I'm not telling you guys to stare someone dead into the eyes. This is not a Russian standoff. This is not a face off. This is not a stare off. You just need to tell the other person. You need to send off the signal that, don't worry, I'm not, I'm not missing you out. I'm keeping you in the frame. I know you're here. I'm giving you the attention that you need. I'm making sure that everything that I do is worth your time. All right. So that's that. And gestures, I mean, I think I've been doing a bit too many, I'd say. But that's just that's what I've been doing since a while now. Gestures really, really, really help out. The second point is a target, again, at my own self, about the whole pocket situation I had. And I felt really, really, I felt a bit, a part of me was like, Waleed, Renee, don't include it. There's no point. But then I was like, you know what? I should include it. People will get to learn from my experiences. And there's nothing better than that, is it? So use your hands to talk. Like, I'm using my hands to express how I feel about a certain topic, how I feel about what I'm talking about. And that helps. That tells the other person as well that, okay, this guy is swaying his hands all around. Why is he doing that? He's got a point. I have to listen to him. I have to keep my ears open, even though my ears are closed, right? I mean, I hope your guys' ears are listening to what I'm trying to say. But as I was saying, you need to keep your ears open. Like, I mean, it'll make the other person think that, okay, I need to keep my ears open. I need to listen in on keenly. I need to give this guy some time. And yeah, this is something that comes with practice. What did we say at the start of the presentation, guys? Practice makes perfect. So practice does indeed make perfect, and you'll find out for yourself when you do that. Any math student out there will tell you that. And I being a math student myself, I can confirm practice does indeed make perfect. But
Same, man. We have all
I,
went
I
through
hate
that.
I hate maths with a passion though. I do hate it with a passion. Right. We're just gonna wrap this up as soon as possible, guys. I know it's getting a bit tedious and a bit boring, but please stick around till the end. We've got something in the works for you, and we're really excited to be sharing that at the end with you. So, body language expressions. I'm sure you guys can see my beautiful face. You guys can look at how I'm using it to deliver how I feel about a certain topic. This is a serious topic. I'm trying to be serious with you guys. Or am I? I guess you'll never find out. So again, body language, expressions, how you speak, the way the vibes your face gives off. Like if you're like, I mean, if you're lying or something, if you're lying about a certain topic, you're gonna be sweating, you're gonna be nervous, you're gonna be like really, in a situation of your own. So yeah. Furkan, would you mind taking over?
Yeah, of course, dude. So again, we're just going to talk about the most famous tip: practice in front of a mirror. That's just like, I don't know how to express it, but it's just really vital. You have to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to assure you that most of the time you're not going to get better unless you do that. And of course, you have to plaster on a fake smile or a real smile to relax your face. So others are like, no, this guy is angry or what? You have to relax your face, just plaster on a fake smile or just a real smile, of course. And yeah, slow down. Don't just talk like a robot and blabber and stuff. You have to slow down, make sure the other people understand you and they're trying to get what you're trying to say. If you just speak in a fast motion, no one's going to understand you. And yeah, again, let's talk about your voice expressing your emotions. You have to control the pitch of your voice. If there's an important event that you want to emphasize on, you have to increase your pitch or slow it down. That again varies from person to person.
Okay, my favorite part. I'm gonna try and get through this as soon as possible. But this is something I've been looking forward to, and there's another thing that I've been looking forward to. So let's try and get this done as soon as possible, then, should we? Okay, stages of negotiation. How do you negotiate? Like, let's say I want to take over Knowfly, right? How do I take over Knowfly? I'm gonna go to the CEO. I'm gonna give him like an offer, like a proper offer. I'm gonna be like, look, I do understand your company is worth, millions and billions and everything. It's got a lot of potential, but I don't really have the resources to give you the millions and billions you want right now. So how about we just, negotiate a bit? How about we bargain a bit? I mean, bargaining, I guess, guys, look, everyone that's Desi here, everyone that's Pakistani or South Asian or Indian or basically from South Asia, I'd say we guys are pretty good. We guys are pretty good at bargaining. I mean, it's basically in our roots, isn't it? Like we're just born with it. This is something we're born with. Trust me on that. I mean, I'm really good at it. I mean, not as good as my mother is. I mean, she's gotten stuff for way cheaper than I would. But hey, she's my mother after all, isn't she? So of course she's gonna do that. Right. So I'm gonna go back to the CEO. I'm gonna give him my offer. We're gonna go over it again and again. We're gonna renegotiate a bit, and then we're gonna conclude. We're finally gonna reach an agreement, and we're gonna sign the papers, which we are gonna be signing after this, by the way. So don't worry about that, guys. You're looking at the new CEO here. You're looking at the new CEO. Okay, moving on. This is a quote from one of my favorite series and it's probably one of the greatest series of all time. It's Suits on Netflix. If you guys haven't watched it already, I would recommend giving it a try. However, please don't just change your career paths to becoming a lawyer after that, because yeah, I had that thought for a second, but then I realized it's not as easy as he makes it look. And the code goes, I don't play the odds, I play the man. Because let's face it, like on the surface, the odds aren't something you can really control, can you? You can't really control the odds. You can, of course, you can better them. You can make them you can make them get in your favor, just that tiny bit. But it's still a 50-50 situation, or like a 45-50 situation, 55 situation at the maximum. So what do? What are some tips for effective negotiation? I need to know my target audience again. I'm gonna bring back Buzz from Lightyear. Sorry, Buzz Lightyear. If you guys are not gonna like, if you guys are not gonna take my word for it. Um, but yeah, first off, know your audience. Like, if I want to take over Knowfly, I know who to. I need to know who I need to speak to. I'm not gonna go speak to the receptionist or to the I don't know to the guy that works in the mailroom. No, I'm gonna speak to the CEO. I'm gonna go to his office. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna have a nice chat with him. I'm gonna ask him about the weather and all, build some reports, and then I'm slowly gonna slither my way in to the conversation. I'm gonna be like, yo, can you just like, I don't know, tell me how much your company is worth? How do I get it and all, you know, and all that stuff. So you guys just keep that in your mind. Start with common ground, stay calm and composed, and make sure that you're not just airing the other person. Make sure you're listening to what they say. Don't make it seem like you're just ignoring them. Don't make it seem like you're just here to get what you want. Sometimes you need to just like, slow it down a bit. Sometimes you need to compromise a bit, and compromising a bit isn't a bad thing. Trust me, it's much better than leaving empty handed. So if I give, the CEO of Knowfly an offer of 1,000 Pakistani rupees and he wants like 1,500, I'm sure we can like reach a middle ground somewhere and meet at 1,250. And I think it should be a done deal. So I think that should be that should work out. So, well, that was that, guys. That's the end of this workshop. And I am extremely delighted that you guys have stayed here till the end and listened to us. And now is the final surprise. Furkan, would you like to have the honors of telling our audience about what it is?
Yes, of course. So to make this workshop more fun and engaging, we have introduced a short debate session. You guys will be given a topic and you will be divided into teams, right?
If the no-fly personnel that now work for me, can you please just split everyone into teams, and then we can get started with the topic. I'll put the topic into the chat, and I'll put it up on the screen as well. Give me a second, I can do that. Hold on.
Yeah, sure.
Give me-
So, okay, so we will divide the
Mhm.
teams in equal people. Javeria, you there, right?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Can you please note down the names uh, like randomly and
Mm-hmm.
break these
Yes.
people into two teams?
Sure.
Okay, till then, I'll just try to explain some rules. Okay, so nobody will like speak directly just to avoid, everybody speaking at the same time. Please just raise your hand, and it's going to be one dialogue per team. Okay, so it's not like you will just keep debating, right? One team will say something first, they'll put out their point first. Whoever wants to speak in their team, then the second team will decide what they want to speak, and then they will basically speak one by one. Everybody in each team would be given the chance to speak, but everybody who wants to speak needs to raise their hands. You cannot speak directly, or else he will just mute you and stuff. Okay, I hope things are clear. The
I
main
think
topic.
I think they
Yeah.
should be. Yeah, Furkan, if you could please introduce the topic to
Yeah.
our esteemed participants.
Yes, of course. So let me just chime in and explain this topic. So of course, we know ChatGPT has come out recently and has revolutionized the world. It has changed everything, dude. It has helped a lot of students and a lot of programmers on everything. Like it just can do everything, basically. Of course, it's not going to replace a software engineer or sort of stuff like that, but yeah, it has. and it has so the topic we have come up with is ChatGPT has caused more harm than good. It is a good topic, and you have to come up with a few points, and we will see who wins. Let's see. I'm really excited and see who wins. Good luck,
I
guys.
mean, I know this is gonna be a really heated topic. This is gonna be a debate that I'm looking forward to seeing. And I'm sure that everyone sitting in that audience, I mean, everyone of you is gonna really come up with something. I know you guys are gonna come up with some really good arguments. I know you guys are gonna want to make a point. And please do make sure to use the tips I gave you guys today. It'll help. Trust me. Yep.
Okay, so I'm announcing the teams now. Team one it consists of Ali Shah, Zainab Zaman, Arif, Yusra, Hazik, and Laiba, just Laiba. And they're going to be speaking against the topic. And team two is Aisha Masood, Laiba Alam, Magdalena, Soban, and Saad, and they're going to be speaking in favor of the topic. Is that clear with you guys?
Okay, so is there anybody who didn't heard which team they are in? Like if they have to speak in support or in or against?
I believe one person left. Can you check, Asher, who left? So we could
Yeah,
remove
sure.
them from the team. Okay, I think Zainab left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zainab,
okay.
okay. Okay,
So
Zainab
team
was in the
one,
first team. Okay, now they're equal.
yeah, they're equal now. This team one
Okay.
now consists of Ali, Arib, Yusra, Hazik, and Laiba. And once again, they're going to be speaking against the topic. Team two is Aisha, Laiba Alam, Magdalena, Soban, and Saad, and they're going to be speaking in favor. Okay, so let's start then.
Yeah, and let's give the first say to support team who has to support the topic. So yeah, please raise your hands and don't speak directly.
By the way, guys, it's not really a requirement on my end, but if you guys can, you can turn on your cameras and you can express yourselves. You can use the tips that we have taught you today, and you can put them into practice. I hope you guys would like to do that. It's no pressure, of course. I'm not forcing you guys to do so. If it's possible, please do so. I'd love to see you guys give it a go. Thank you.
Okay, is it only me or I cannot actually see the hands raised?
No, there's no hand raised right now.
Okay. So I'll start with the first one. Let's divide ourselves as well. Javide, you can be in the against. I'll be in the support. Okay.
Okay, wait, I think there's a question. Wait, are we not going to be divided into rooms to discuss the topic? No, actually, this is more like an individual thing.
Yeah.
It's just that we have divided you so that you know whether you as an individual will be speaking in favor or against the topic. So you have to come up with a point, whether in favor or against the topic, depending on whichever your situation is. And you'll have to come up with a point, raise your hand, and we'll unmute you so you can present your point using the public speaking strategies that Waleed and Furkan have just told you about. So this is how we're going to proceed. There's no team thing. But yeah, but the team thing comes into play once everyone has presented their points. And at the end of it, we'll see if the against people presented stronger points or the for people presented better points, and that is how we'll decide which team wins. Is that clear now? Can we type it? Yeah, I mean, if your mic does not work or something, so Ashur, should we allow typing, or is it like,
I'll prefer that you speak with your mic
yeah,
because
yeah,
typing will just kill the whole point of public speaking.
exactly, huh,
Yep.
exactly. Okay, so
Yep,
is it
guys,
clear now?
please. I hope it's clear. Please, guys, do give it a go. I would like to encourage everybody to take the opportunity. Okay, I'm just gonna stop. Magdalena has raised her hand, and the stage is
Okay,
yours.
yeah, let's go.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Can you guys see me? I can't see
Yeah,
myself though.
no, we
Oh,
can
We
see
can.
you.
okay. I will gesticulate right now. Welcome. And so I think I will discuss the most popular use of ChatGPT, which is education. And I think it can help a lot of students to get the knowledge they need. And I think I'm a part of a huge class. There is 150 students in our class, so it's difficult for me to ask a question sometimes to the teacher because we don't have much time for that. So I think I can use ChatGPT to ask the questions, and it can answer in a very simple manner. So I think this use is really good, and this software is genius. I love it.
I'll
That's
have
all.
to agree. I'll have to agree with that. All right, then who's gonna be the next one that's gonna speak against and counter this argument?
Okay, Saad Rahim has raised his hand. Okay, you may unmute yourself.
Thank you. I am Saad Rahim, and I'll be presenting a dialogue in the favor that ChatGPT has caused more harm than good. So, this is my own opinion. I'm not targeting anyone, but I think that ChatGPT itself has created a sort of dependency uh, on the users. Like people are starting to become more dependent on ChatGPT, like using it to create their own essays and use it's like cool if you want some help with your homework and want to see an example and like create something uh by yourself using it as like an influence or something. But I feel that people have just started full on depending on chat gpt to create content for them or to help them like entirely, and they have stopped uh socially asking people from their class or their teachers. Another issue that I've noticed is uh, because ChatGPT is it's a commercial service right now. uh, it has become more politically correct and like filtered. Like it's a lot censored and you can't uh, express your unfiltered points, information or like emotions in your work while using chat gpt. That's I think the main, like the most dangerous thing that like chat gpt has forced on the students. That will be all. Thank you.
Appreciate that, Rahim. Really, sorry, Saad. I really do appreciate you putting out your argument. And those were some really good points and some really solid points that he mentioned. I do have to say I agree with those.
Okay, just one thing, Walid, that I would like you to clear up is when I say in favor and against the topic,
Mhm.
would you like people to talk about as in like in favor, for example, of this line that is written over here that ChatGPT has caused more harm than
Mhm.
good, or do you want them to speak in favor of ChatGPT? Because I believe some people may be confused about that. So can
Okay,
you
so let me
clear
just
that up?
clear. Yeah, I'll clear that. I was thinking about doing so. Okay, so the topic itself is Chat GPT has caused more harm than good. People that are going to be speaking in favor of this are essentially going to be speaking against Chat GPT. They're going to find cons about Chat GPT and they're going to criticize it. People that are going to be speaking in the favor of this, sorry, against this topic, they're going to be finding the pros of Chat GPT. They're going to praise it. They're going to, like, make it seem like a God sent gift. So I hope that clears it out.
Yeah, perfect. It does clear it up. Thank you. Okay, so we are waiting for more hands to be raised. Okay, Arif has and Aisha. So first let's hear what Arif has to say and then we'll go to Aisha. Arif, you may unmute yourself.
So, okay, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yep.
Okay, so I am in against this line. So what Saad said in that people are being more dependent on ChatGPT. I think that people are using ChatGPT more as a tool to boost their productivity and boost whatever they're doing. For instance, if it will take you 1 or 2 hours to complete your work, now taking you just 10 minutes, maximum 30 minutes to complete whatever you're doing. And I personally use it for writing my personal statements for IBA. And rather than spending 2 hours just sitting there and thinking what to write, I just told the chat GPT my strengths, weaknesses, and it just wrote it all out. And all I have to do is revise it, edit it, and just send it. So I really think that ChatGPT is more of a tool rather than people being dependent on it, if you see it that way.
Yep. Thank you, Arib. I do appreciate your points as well. And I have to say I have used it myself for certain things as such. And yeah, it is a tool indeed. I'll be more than happy to listen to the next side of the argument then. I believe it's Aisha. Javier, can you please check?
Yeah, Aisha has raised her hand. Aisha, you may unmute yourself.
Okay, hi guys. My name is Aisha Masood. So yeah, I'll be talking about in favor of this topic, which says that ChatGPT has caused more harm than good. Um, I myself use ChatGPT a lot. Like I use it 5 times a day, I think, because I work with ChatGPT. Uske baad for education and stuff like this, ChatGPT is a lifesaver for me. But on the other hand, I also feel that it's when it is, very helpful at one point, but it is very much having a very bad impact on employment and on education also, because as I can tell you about my experience, that I am working, and when I put things up on ChatGPT and just copy paste from that and just send it away, because I'm very much lazy person. So yeah, so when I do that, and I personally feel that it lacks human personal touch, जिसको हम human touch भी कहते हैं. So yeah, it really lacks that. And I think in a long run, when things would be more into, people will be more into technology, and this whole thing will like revolutionize our world and all. So I'm just being so pathetic, I don't know why, but yeah, I'm just making my point clear that in a long run, when all this will be revolutionized by the technology, so humans will be just gone and technology will take over and robots will take over everything. So yeah, at this point we feel that it's very helpful for us, and it is very helpful for us. It is a lifesaver for students, it's a lifesaver for employees. But on the other hand, it's very dangerous also, because we are so much dependent on it. We just write things on it and we get answer. We don't have to make any efforts. We are becoming so effortless. From so many years, we all are so lazy. We are making least efforts in our life. And when this thing happens in our life, or in our society, so yeah, it is making us more effortless, and it is making us more lazy. And I think it is very dangerous. Yeah.
Okay, well, that was That was spectacular, Aisha. I really do appreciate you a lot for that. You basically put out both sides of the argument. You offered your own perspective, and I really, really do appreciate that. Let's hope that it doesn't come true, though. I don't think we need a Frankenstein right now. We already are suffering a lot from the COVID, the post-COVID COVID effects. So yeah. Anyways, who wants to do the next one, guys? I believe we have a few people left, so come on, guys. Magdalena has done hers. Aisha has done hers. Even Saad has done his. Arib has done his as well. Come on, you guys can do it as well. Okay, Ali.
Okay, Alicia has raised his hand. Okay, you may unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yep.
Yeah, so I would like to talk against this argument. Basically, ChatGPT on one side, it can be a dangerous tool. It can make us lazy. It can prove to be, bad for us. But I certainly believe that it might not be the case, because as a creator, as a student, as any kind of influential personality, what you can do is that you can use ChatGPT to simplify tasks for you. So if you are going to do some sort of research, ChatGPT has a lot of articles available from all over the internet. You do have to make the least efforts and you can get the maximum results. For creators, for people that are looking to, inspire others, or for people who are willing to share knowledge, ChatGPT can be a very useful tool, as it can provide you all of that, and with a very minimum time requirement. And what you can do is you can focus on the things that matter to you the most. So you don't have to pour in hours and hours of work, and you can get your work done and focus on the aspects that suit you the most. And as for the students who are not very much paying attention to their studies, there have been certain kind of developments, like Khan Academy has been developing a sort of AI for the students that can help them with their homework, but at the same time, it does not provide the direct answers to their questions. It helps them step by step in the thinking process, and it can help you write an essay. It can help you, solve equations, but not giving the answer directly. Rather, it is helping you step by step. So that is my point of view. Thank you.
Thank you so much once again, Ali. I do appreciate your input as well. That's a very interesting thing you talked about, the full the Khan Academy AI thing. It's definitely very interesting and very it's gonna be very helpful for students, because instead of being spoon fed the answers, they're gonna get the explanation and everything. All right, Laiba wants to speak. You can unmute yourselves, I guess.
Hello, I'm Laiba. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
So ChatGPT has certainly made work easier for me. Like from my experience of being a content writer, I think I can just put my topic into ChatGPT and it can bring me ideas instead of me going to Google and opening separate links, which is pretty time consuming. So it definitely makes the work faster, and I believe it even gives me more ideas than Google, which helps me make my guides better than my competitors. So yep, that's it.
Okay, thank you for your input as well. Laiba, I do appreciate it as well. It's very fascinating to see your perspective as a content writer and how ChatGPT helps you in your day-to-day life. Yusra, you can take the stage now. Please feel free to unmute yourself. Yusra? Yeah.
Hi. In my opinion, ChatGPT caused more harm in medicalization, has come up with little information, and it also set high expectations of the patient. It also writes anxiety levels like kind of people, and it's much more difficult for the doctor to deal with such kind of patient.
I think the mic. Wait.
Yeah.
Yusra, can you please repeat? We couldn't clearly hear you. Like a bit louder and slower.
if possible, of course.
Hello.
Yep. Hello.
Can you guys now hear me?
Yep. It's much better. Definitely much better.
Okay. In my opinion, ChatGPT caused more harm in medicalization as it come up with little information to the people, and it set high expectations of the people as it and also raised on the anxiety level of such kind of examinations, and doctors are facing much more difficulty in dealing these kind of patients.
Is that gonna be all?
Yeah.
Or would you like to add something else? Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for your point of view. It's a very good take, honestly. Not many people here have mentioned the whole effect it's having on the medical industry, but it is definitely something that should be looked at because yeah, it is definitely a very serious topic and it should be considered as such. All right. So who do we have left? Or is everybody done? No.
No,
Uh
in the against team we have Hazik and Laiba left,
mhm,
and in
mhm.
the for team we have Soban left.
I think Soban mentioned they wouldn't be able to speak, so if they
Oh yeah,
can't, it's
yeah, yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We can let him go. Hazik and Laiba, would you like to add anything to the discussion? Not today, please.
Javeria, even Laiba has mentioned that they won't be able to speak. So I think we're good to wrap this up then, unless there's something you want to add.
Yeah, no, I think we are done here. I think Asher and I should just take a moment to go over the points that were presented so we could announce the winner. Just give us a
Yep.
minute.
Yep, sure thing. In the meanwhile, I'll just summarize everything up and yeah. So guys, once again, while Asher and Javier go over your fantastic arguments, I would like to, not just me and Furkan would like to take this opportunity and this moment to thank everybody of you for attending this workshop, giving us your valuable time and listening to us. Especially trust me, you do not know how much it means to me and Furkan. Like it really means a lot to us. The fact that you took out, about almost an hour and a half at this point just to 10-hour workshop, just so that, we could learn something from you and you could, do the same. It really goes on to show, that you just need to put in the hard work and you'll reap the results yourself. So I'm really happy that me and Furkan that we worked hard for this workshop, and the results that we're getting are you guys attending the workshop, you know, getting to learn a few things and teaching us a few things as well. And yep, we couldn't be happier at all. Trust me, it's really made our day to see y'all speak out like that. It really means a lot, and I'm more than sure, more than positive that you guys will continue to do so. You guys will thrive and you guys will evolve just like everything does. Thank you.
Once again, guys, thank you so much for being here. Really means a lot to us. The effort we put into this, I feel that we have accomplished the goal that we had set, trying to, improve your public speaking skills. Thank you so much once again. I hope you guys had an amazing time, and we surely did as well. Thank you for making it an unforgettable experience. Thank you.
Okay, so Asher and I just went over the points that you presented, and we do have a winner actually, which I would like Asher to announce. So yeah, Asher, it's over to you.
Okay, so it was really a tough decision, honestly, because two people from the team one backed out. And just to tell you guys again, team one was actually speaking in support of uh, ChatGPT,
Against the
not
topic, yeah.
yeah against the topic, but in support of ChatGPT. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And team two was basically against ChatGPT and like in support of the topic. So we just, there's one more issue that happened that two people from team one backed out, but everything's fair. So the winner would for this debate would be team two because everybody spoke and you guys really pointed out really good points. Tried to explain everything really well. Went into much detail. So yeah, we think team two won this debate, but yeah.
And
Tell me what's your question.
the best part about their presentation, I believe, apart from the content, obviously, because you guys, first of all, had such limited time, but you still came up with such strong points. But what I personally loved about their presentation was that, if I like, correct me if I'm wrong, Waleed and Furkan, but they actually applied a lot of the strategies that you guys just presented to them. So their
Yep.
presentation skills I loved.
Yep. Thank you. Yep. And this is indeed true. I hope you guys got that from, because everything that we wrote in here, we didn't really just, like we could have just, copied it from Google or something. I mean, we could have used Chat GPT, but we did not. We thought that instead of, doing that, it would have made things much easier. Trust me. It would have made, because when we sat down to make the slides and everything, we had a lot of things going through our mind. We wanted to just be as concise and as we wanted to summarize it as much as possible, while also giving out as much as information as possible, if that's if that's understood. So I'm hopeful that we did manage to do that. By the way, someone was asking in the chat that will we be uploading these slides? Yes, we will. We'll be sharing them in the group after this, so that anyone who was not able to attend, or anyone who wants to look at these afterwards for future reference, inshallah, they can do so. Why not? So yeah, that's gonna be that. I'll hand it back to Javeria and Usher, please.
Okay, just one more thing before we wrap it up. If anyone from the participants has not written down their full name in the chat, Zoom chat, please do so that we can make your certificates and there's no room for any error or missing out someone. I would love to thank Waleed and Furkan for taking this initiative. It was like, we at Knowfly, first of all, we were like really excited when you guys first presented the idea, and that excitement paid off even right now. And we're like really proud of you for doing this. And we're also really happy that by doing this, you are also motivating the other insiders, everyone else in the community, to come up with ideas like these. And I hope that we were able to provide you the kind of platform that you were looking for, and that we were able to like make things easier for you for this job. But yeah, overall, I love this workshop, and as Ashar and other people mentioned in the chat, this is the one public speaking workshop that wasn't boring. Otherwise, you zone out in the first 5 minutes, and it's honestly not worth it, obviously, because you cannot even like keep your eyes open after the first 10 minutes, but this was unlike that. So yeah, love it, love it, love it, and love your guys' talent. It was wonderful. Ashar, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much, guys, for attending this session and for giving us your precious time. And I really appreciate everybody, attending and everything. So thank you so much for attending. We'll just end the meeting now. And thank you, Waleed and Furkan, for hosting the session tonight. It was really spectacular. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Usher and Javeria. You guys were of extreme help, and thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to do so. We wouldn't have been able to done it without you at all. You guys and Laiba were the key
Yep.
catalysts in this whole situation and the whole workshop. So thank you. Thank you.
Really appreciate your guidance, guys. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure for us, and we absolutely loved every moment of working with you guys. And we look forward to working with you in the future as well. Keep taking such initiatives. We're
Inshallah.
always here for you. And thank you to all the participants for taking the time out to attend. And it's like you guys that make these things worth it. So yeah, thank you to you as well. So
Okay,
Ashar, I
guys.
believe
So
that if there's nothing more to add, then
yeah,
we should end the
we
meeting.
can just end.
Hmm.
Yeah, sure. We can just end the meeting. Goodbye, everybody. Good night.
Good night,
Good
Take care,
night.
everyone.
guys.
Take
Have a
care.
good night. Great day. Bye bye.
Loved having you all here. Bye bye.
Bye bye.